The zero tax billionaire scandal. How they're stealing your future. In 2018, while you were scrambling to pay your taxes before the April deadline, Elon Musk was laughing. He made $13.9 billion that year. His federal income tax bill? Zero. Nothing. Zilch. A kindergarten teacher in Ohio paid more in taxes than the richest man in America. And it's completely legal. Today I'm going to show you the secret playbook billionaires use to pay $0 in taxes while you pay 30% too. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how this is destroying Medicare, Social Security, and your entire financial future. What you're about to see will make you furious. Good, it should. Let me hit you with some numbers that will blow your mind. Between 2014 and 2018, the 25 richest Americans saw their wealth grow by $401 billion. They paid $13.6 billion in taxes. That's a true tax rate of 3.4%. 3.4%. Meanwhile, if you're making $70,000 a year as a nurse, firefighter, or teacher, you're paying 25–30%. But it gets worse. ProPublica got their hands on IRS data, actual tax returns of America's billionaires. Here's what they found. Jeff Bezos, the man who owns half the internet. Wealth growth, 2014 to 2018, $99 billion. Taxes paid, $973 million. True tax rate, 0.98%. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. Wealth growth, $24.3 billion. Taxes paid, $23.7 million. True tax rate, 0.17%. That's not a typo, 0.1%. Michael Bloomberg. Some years paid exactly $0 in federal income tax, while worth over $50 billion. Elon Musk in 2018. Net worth increased by $13.9 billion. Federal income tax paid. Let me put this in perspective. If you work at McDonald's making minimum wage, $15,000 a year, you pay more in actual dollars than Elon Musk did on $13.9 billion. You're flipping burgers and paying more than the guy launching rockets. Now you're probably thinking, this has to be illegal, right? Wrong. It's all perfectly legal, and I'm about to show you exactly how they do it. Step 1. Don't take a salary. See, you and I, we work for money. We get paychecks. Those paychecks get taxed. Billionaires don't work for paychecks. Jeff Bezos' salary at Amazon? $81,000. Mark Zuckerberg's salary at Meta? $1. Literally $1. Why? Because salaries get taxed at up to 37%, so they don't take salaries. Step 2. Get paid in stock. Instead, they get paid in stock options and equity. Stock isn't taxed when you receive it. It's only taxed when you sell it. So what do? They never sell. Step 3. The buy, borrow, die strategy. This is where it gets diabolical. Say you're worth $10 billion in Amazon stock. You want to buy a $500 million yacht. Do you sell stock and pay taxes? Hell no. You go to JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs and say, I'd like a loan. They say, how much? You say, $500 million. They look at your $10 billion in stock and say, no problem, 2% interest. You get $500 million in cash. Tax bill? Zero, because loans aren't income. Debt isn't taxable. The bank is happy. They're making 2% on $500 million. You're happy. You got your yacht tax-free. The only loser? The American taxpayer. Step 4. Die and delete the taxes. Here's the grand finale of the scam. When billionaires die, their heirs inherit the stock. But thanks to something called stepped-up basis, all the capital gains are erased. Example, billionaire buys stock for $1 million. It grows to $1 billion. If he sells, he owes tax on $999 million in gains. But if he dies, his kids inherit it at $1 billion and they can sell immediately and pay zero tax. The gains literally disappear. Poof, gone. Like they never existed. Now let's talk about what this actually means for you and your family. Every dollar billionaires don't pay is a dollar that has to come from somewhere else. Guess where it comes from? Your paycheck. In 2022, the federal government collected $2.04 trillion in income taxes. 54% came from people making less than $100,000. The bottom 50% of Americans, people making under $42,000, paid $48 billion. The top 1% should have paid $800 billion based on their wealth gains. They paid $160 billion. That's a $640 billion gap. Every single year. What could we do with $640 billion? Eliminate student debt, fix every bridge and road in America. Provide universal pre-K, expand Medicare to include dental and vision. Cut middle-class taxes by 50%. Instead, that money sits in offshore accounts and untaxed stock portfolios. While you're told there's no money for schools, no money for healthcare, no money for infrastructure, the money exists. It's just in the wrong hand. Let me tell you about Maria Rodriguez. She's a nurse in San Antonio, works 12-hour shifts in the ICU. Last year, she made $72,000. She paid $18,000 in federal taxes. She drives a 2009 Honda Civic because she can't afford a new car after taxes. Meanwhile, Carl Icahn, worth $18 billion, paid nothing in federal income tax in 2016 and 2017. Nothing. Maria's tax bill, $18,000. Carl's tax bill, $0. Or take James Patterson, not the author, just a regular guy. He's a plumber in Michigan. Made $65,000 last year fixing toilets and pipes. Paid $16,250 in taxes. That same year, George Soros reported negative income despite being worth $8.6 billion. He got a tax refund. James paid the government $16,250. The government paid Soros. This is what inequality looks like. It's not abstract numbers. It's Maria choosing between fixing her car or paying for her daughter's braces. It's James working overtime just to cover his tax bill while billionaires buy their 5th mansion. Now you might wonder, why doesn't Congress fix this? Oh, they've tried. In 2021, Senator Ron Wyden proposed a billionaire tax. It would have taxed unrealized gains for anyone worth over $1 billion. Within 48 hours, it was dead. Why? Because in those 48 hours, billionaires spent $50 million on lobbying. They flooded Congress with calls. They threatened to pull campaign donations. They ran attack ads. And it worked. The bill died before it even got a vote. This happens every single time. Since 2009, there have been 17 attempts to close tax loopholes for the ultra-wealthy. All 17 failed. Total spent on lobbying by billionaires during that time? $3.4 billion. But here's the kicker, that $3.4 billion in lobbying, it's tax deductible. They literally get a tax break for bribing Congress to give them more tax breaks. You can't make this stuff up. Here's why this matters for your future. Medicare goes insolvent in 2031. Social Security runs out of money in 2034. That's not speculation. That's from the official trustees' reports. When that happens, benefits get cut by 20 to 25%. Your parents' Medicare? Slashed. Your Social Security? Reduced. Your retirement? Postponed. All while billionaires continue paying nothing. But it doesn't have to be this way. If we simply made billionaires pay the same tax rate as teachers, Medicare would be solvent forever. Social Security would be fully funded through 2100. We could expand benefits, not cut them. The money is there. We just have to make them pay it. I know what you're thinking. What can I do? I'm just one person? Wrong. You have more power than you think. 1. Share this video. Most Americans have no idea this is happening. They need to know. 2. Contact your representatives. I'll put links below. 1 phone call. 1 email. It matters. 3. Vote in primaries. This is where real change happens. Pro-billionaire politicians get primaried by people who actually represent you. 4. Support wealth tax proposals. When they come up, and they will, make your voice heard. 5. Join the movement. There are organizations fighting for tax fairness. Links below. Remember, they're counting on you to stay quiet, to feel powerless, to give up. That's how they've gotten away with it for decades. But not anymore, because now you know their secret. And knowledge is power. We're at a crossroads. We can continue down this path, where billionaires pay nothing while working families pay everything, where Medicare and Social Security collapse while the rich get richer, where democracy gets sold to the highest bidder. Or we can choose a different path. A path where everyone pays their fair share, where a nurse doesn't pay more than a billionaire, where we invest in our future instead of subsidizing super yachts. The choice is ours, but we have to make it now, before it's too late. Share this video. Make some noise. Because if we don't act now, there won't be a safety net left to save. The billionaires are counting on your silence. Let's prove them wrong.